Thank y'all for watching. My name is Chani Kinsler, also known as CK the Poet on the Xbox One, and this is my Let's Run It series, where I talk about video games that are fun, interesting, creative, unique, but also have a little bit of educational element to them. And today, we're going to talk about Mr. Pumpkin Adventures. Yes, you heard it correct. You're not getting punked. This is a real game. This isn't a joke. Mr. Pumpkin Adventures. And as you can see, it's made by Cotton Games. So, in this lovely video of my Let's Run It series, I'm going to show off the menu. I'm going to talk about the company. I'm going to show off some gameplay. And probably throw my little 2 cents on a few things in there as well. So we're going to go to the About section. In the About section here, you can see that it's 5 people that worked on this game, which is pretty common with independent developing companies, which most of them usually have about 5 people. Sometimes they'll have a little bit more, but usually no more than 10. Sometimes less, sometimes there'll be 3 people as well. But this game right here is very different, like in its art style and its approach. So we're going to show off a little bit more of this game as well. So I'm going to go back to the menu. And we also have this lovely little secret area as well, where you unlock different photos and whatnot in the game. And this game does actually have a story. I'm going to talk about that too a little bit later. And as you can see, the last photo there I did not get because that's an alternate ending, and I did not get that alternate ending. So back to the main menu. Alrighty. So definitely one thing I will suggest if you do get this game is to go to the options section. And I would change the sound effects. I would lower it a little bit, but definitely lower the music. Lower the music to at least the halfway point. Because for some odd reason in this game, the music is extremely loud. But I do actually like the music. It's actually kind of calming and relaxing. I'll show off the load features and save features later. But we're going to start a new game. And in this new game, we have a little comic strip that you'll get pretty much at the beginning of each chapter. I believe there are like 9 or 10 chapters or so. And the art style in this game, it reminds me of something from my childhood. Maybe a show I watched or something like that. But it reminds me of something. And I can't really like put my finger on it what it is, but I enjoy it nonetheless. So we're in our first little area in the game. So let's tell you a little bit about this game, and we're going to talk about the company as well. So this game right here is a single player puzzle game, point and click puzzle game. I mean, some people aren't into point and click puzzle games. I mean, I'm into all different kinds of puzzle games. So this will be definitely one that you'll enjoy if you enjoy puzzle games in general. You're going to do a lot of clicking. You know, some stuff is going to be relevant, some stuff's not going to be relevant. Some stuff is going to be used to further you in a puzzle. And you also pick up little journal pieces for your diary. So, with that being said, Cotton Games. Cotton Games, they've been around since about 2013 or so. They're a fairly new independent developing company, and they are actually a Chinese developing company, which is pretty interesting. You know, you don't get too many games from China. And with that being said, this game right here, it was released back in July of 2016. And then they brought it to the Xbox One in May of 2017. I purchased this game in December of 2017. I got it on sale for like $3. The game is normally $4, but that's still pretty good for a game like this. And if you're not familiar with Cotton Games, they came out with a couple of other games, and I believe they came out with a game recently as well too. They did Elevator, which uses the same similar art style. They also came out with another game called Caca series or CACA series. Similar art style as well. I believe those games have not been released in America, those two. Then of course you have Mr. Pumpkin Adventures, which I'm playing it on the Xbox One right now. And they just came out with a game in May of this year, 2018. and that is called Isoland. Isoland 1 and Isoland 2, which I'm not 100% sure what that is about, but I'm thinking about checking it out and hoping that it comes to the Xbox One. I believe it's on Steam though, definitely. But a little bit more about the company. Cotton Games, like I said, they're an independent developer, but when they wanted to bring this game to the Xbox One, they went through eHome Entertainment. And most of y'all are probably not familiar with Cotton Games, let alone eHome Entertainment. But eHome Entertainment, they Xbox rather, exclusively works with them when it comes to publishing or distributing games to China. And I'm going to go into more detail with that one. Basically, Microsoft, they work with them to bring Xbox exclusive games to China and vice versa, bringing Chinese games to the Xbox platform. But they also work with other developers around the world to bring their games to China. And why I felt like that was important to talk about in this Let's Run It series is because for those of y'all that are watching this video, y'all might not know, but you're gonna find out today that China used to have a console ban. And most people that aren't gamers, and probably even some gamers as well, probably may or may have not known about this, that China had a console ban, and they had it for a long time, and they recently, over the past few years, have lifted that ban. So now Microsoft, Sony, Nintendo, and whoever else wants to make a console, they're trying to get into the market and get into China to bring their games over there, bring their console over there. And I think it's awesome. We're not going to go into why China had the ban. It's most likely not logical, so no point of even bringing it up. But definitely that I will say is that this is an awesome opportunity for Xbox to work with different talent in China. And that's pretty much what they're trying to do with eHome Entertainment, working with Xbox or id Xbox Project, or also known as the Independent Developer Xbox Project, where they're trying to bring more independent developers into Xbox and to making games on their platform, which is awesome. I think it'll be good to start seeing games from other countries, because we're starting to see that more and more often. But China is an area that we haven't started to see a whole lot of games from, and I think that it'll be a good opportunity for China as well to show off their talent, their creativity, and also opens up an opportunity to play with Chinese players, because a lot of them speak English. You wouldn't believe. I've met people all over the world that I played games with online that shockingly they're from another country, but they speak English, but I don't speak their language, which is kind of sad. But I'm just gonna say one thing on that topic with playing with players from other countries that's a bit off topic, but still needs to be said nonetheless. Be careful with playing online games like versus games and whatnot with people from countries like China, Japan, Korea, and Russia. A lot of hacking that goes on over there, a lot of hacking. So just be careful with that. But the people themselves that I've met from those countries, they're actually really cool people. And sometimes they'll teach you their language and stuff like that. And then you can ask them questions about their country, stuff that you wouldn't know right off the top of your head that they could tell you about. And you could tell them stuff about things that go on here in America. And they're just regular people, just like anybody else, just trying to play a video game and have fun. But let's continue with the lovely content. Mr. Pumpkin Adventures. This game right here. One thing I will say about this game that I wish that they would have done a better job on is I kind of wish that they would have done a better job of showing you what you're supposed to do in this game. And what I mean by that is people that are playing this on the Xbox One, they're going to be clicking stuff and picking up. As you can see, I'm getting stuff in my inventory on the left side of the screen. But a lot of people aren't going to know that you're supposed to use the left bumper to switch to those items, to use those items to complete your puzzles. So some people, when they play this game, they might get a little frustrated. And some of the puzzles are just so out there that there's no clues as to what you're supposed to do. But in the upper right hand corner, there's a little question mark. You can click on that, and that'll give you a little clue. It's a little game that you play, and I'm gonna show that off towards the end. So, Mr. Pumpkin Adventures. is this a game that you should play? Is this a game that you should, get for someone? Definitely. The game's only $4. You'll definitely be able to get it on sale. It's on multiple platforms. For example, I believe it's on Mac, it's on Windows PC, it's on Steam, it's on the Xbox, of course, it's on the PlayStation Vita and the Wii U. And I think that this game right here, the big reason why I kind of picked it for my Let's Run It series is because you're going to be using math definitely in this game. You're going to have a lot of critical thinking that you're going to have to do in this game, problem solving, paying attention to detail and thinking outside the box on like what you're supposed to do. Basically, this game is a brain teaser. Like, if you like brain teasers, this game is definitely for you. And like, I'm not gonna lie, I got stumped on like half the puzzles. I had to look some of them up because I just really couldn't figure out like what I was supposed to do, even with the little hints. And I'm like, dang, I still don't know what I'm supposed to do. But I just like the uniqueness of this game so much. Like, I couldn't resist a $3 puzzle that's a little bit different than what I would normally play. It kind of takes you out your comfort zone. So when you do look up the puzzles, I'm not gonna lie, probably the hardest puzzle is the one that you do at the end. And even after I followed it step by step, I still was like confused. Like, how did this person figure out that this is what you were supposed to do? Like, it just seemed so random. And I just hope that they do a little bit better with their puzzles in the future, so they're not just so out there to where it's like there's no way that anybody could have figured this puzzle out. Like, how could you figure this puzzle out? But I think this would be a good game for both kids, just so they can build up their critical thinking skills, their thinking outside the box kind of deductive reasoning skills, I guess you would say. And adults will like this too because it'll give them a challenge. And as you can see, I'm kind of going through the motions through the game. I played this game at least twice through. Well, actually, I didn't beat my second playthrough. That's why I haven't gotten that last secret for the game. And I like this little comic book that they kind of give you like at the beginning of the chapters. The uniqueness in this game is definitely there. And they've made some other games. So I'm hoping that, the game that Cotton Games came out with back in May, that they'll be able to bring that game to the Xbox One as well. Because I don't really use Steam like that really heavy. But this game right here, as you can see, this is the game I was mentioning earlier. It kind of reminds me of, I can't remember the name of the game off the top of my head, and I'll probably link it in the description below. But that one game that you used to play, you were playing as a square, and then you would be jumping over triangles, and if you touched the triangle, you would die. And it was like a super addictive game a couple of years back. I cannot remember the name of the game, but that's basically what this little mini game is. It's basically a copycat of that, which is not a big deal. And then when you get to the end, it gives you like a little hint, like on what you're supposed to do. And this is a hint, I believe, from I think this is chapter 2. No, I think this is chapter 3. But I just wanted to kind of show off the game to you so you can have an idea of what this game is about. And as you can see, I'm showing off the save and load feature there. It has about 8 slots right there for you to save your game. So if other people in the family want to try the game out and save their own little slot, they can do that. But I would definitely suggest trying the game out. It's really cheap. Get it for someone as a friend that's really into brain teasers. Get it for someone that really is into like puzzle games, or even a young person that you want to buy this game for. Like I said, this is my Let's Run It series. I do have an article that's accompanied with this game. That's basically pretty much what I said in the video, but for people that don't have time to read, they just want to watch the video, or the people that don't like to watch the video but want to read it but also want to see some gameplay. So that's what the video is for. But thanks for watching, and holler at your girl. This is your girl CK the Poet, also known as China Kinsler. Peace.